If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, do a happy dance. How do you get happy? Physiologically, how do you get happy? People say, well, you could just choose to be happy. That's all psychological, isn't it? Because it's about your brain. What about your headspace physiologically? What are the chemicals in our brain that make us feel good? And the neuroscientists will answer that dopamine and serotonin are the two biggies. So dopamine is the reward neurotransmitter, and serotonin is the satisfaction transmitter, the one that makes us feel happy with our life. So dopamine, which is reward for getting away from a threat, overcoming something or doing something. So when we achieve, we feel good. But we also get dopamine from chocolate, from drugs, from playing computer games, from going shopping, from gambling. There's a whole heap of things that produce dopamine in the brain. Some of them have great side effects and some not so great. So here's an interesting connection. If you want to be happy every single day, you have to have dopamine. It's that it makes you feel good. It's the thing that gets you up in the morning. The interesting thing is there's a very close connection between epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol, which are the fight and flight drugs. If you're under stress, your body gets away from the stress. You overcome a challenge, and then your body produces dopamine to say, congratulations, you are rewarded, you've done really well. Now, the connection there is that to overcome stress with the fight and flight system, you actually have to fight or you have to run away. And what the neuroscientists will share with us is that influx of dopamine into our brain after we've overcome a challenge, makes us feel fantastic, and it lasts for quite a long time, and it's something that adds massive value to our life because it's telling our own body, you got away from a threat, congratulations, you're a hero, you're a legend, well done. The challenge is if you get that dopamine rush from eating, from drinking, from taking drugs, from playing computer games, from eating chocolate, from gambling, from smoking, that you need more and more and more and more of those things to give you the same dopamine rush, and the rush becomes shorter and shorter. And that ends up becoming addiction, of course, where you need more and more of something. So you need more, you need to gamble more, you need to eat more, you need to play more computer games, you need to go shopping more, you need to take more of a drug so that you get that same rush. The beautiful thing to take note of, and I think this is really exciting, that doesn't happen when the dopamine rush comes from overcoming a challenge, from getting really puffed, from sprinting or fighting, because the connection there is the response of you are trying to stay alive. The epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol connection is that I only produce that stuff when I'm under threat and I've got to get away. When I get away from the threat, if I didn't die, I get a dopamine and serotonin rush. That connection doesn't stop. Every time I do that, I'm going to feel rewarded because the body's, I've got a bee. I love bees. I have lots of them at my house. And I share that with you. See, that in itself, that's a dopamine rush, because if a bee's going to bite you, you get anything that puts your body under threat and you overcome the threat, that dopamine rush has a long-lasting effect and it makes you feel really good. The ones that need or become an addiction, the ones that are a challenge, and we all know it now, social media is a big one. I get a like on social media, or I open up my phone and there's something exciting there, or I play a computer game and I win the game, but none of those things are keeping me alive. So they don't have a long-term effect on the way dopamine affects my life. And I'm sharing that with you because people share with me every day, how do I be happy? How do I feel satisfied? How do I have a great life? Rowie, you're always happy. You've always got a positive attitude. You're always upbeat. And that's exactly right, because my dopamine rush, and I'm filling my body with dopamine on a really regular basis, but my dopamine rush doesn't come from smoking, drinking, taking drugs, playing computer games, or eating chocolate. It comes from fight and flight. It comes from the after effect of epinephrine, adrenaline, cortisol. It comes from the after effect of fighting and flighting. So I'm always happy because my dopamine comes from I got away from a threat, I got puffed, I lifted heavy, I overcame a challenge. My mantra of learn, laugh, huff, puff, lift every day means that I'm going to have dopamine and serotonin, happy drugs, happy neurotransmitters, the things that make me feel good. They are going to be in my body all the time for the right reasons. So yes, you can get a rush from a lot of things, but a long-lasting rush that lasts, that doesn't need to get more and more and more and more of, doesn't come from eating chocolate, gambling, playing computer games, opening up your social media, taking drugs. If you really want to be happy every day, get puffed, lift heavy, and live your life to the max. That's how simple it really is. Get puffed, lift heavy. Get puffed, lift heavy, fight and flight, turn your body into a fight machine, into a healthy, fit, strong human being, and you will get all the dopamine and all the serotonin and all the happy drugs you need to live your life to the max. So you can sing like I do. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, you will be, because you're healthy and you're fit and you're strong. Woohoo!